Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Raleigh, North Carolina. The Carolina Skyhawks welcome the Chicago Wildcats to town for Week 6 Simulation Football League action at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the booth tonight is Dan Mitchell. Dan, quite the game ahead of us.
Oh, I sure am excited. Glad and crazy that it's already Week 6 action. You know, Wildcats 4-1, Carolina Skyhawks 2-3. Andy, I'm hoping for a great one.
Skyhawks at home, an interesting 2-3 team. They probably could be 3-2, if not 4-1 by this point. Chicago coming in at 4-1 has had quite the season. 4 wins in a row, Dan, coming off the opening loss to the Mexico City Aztecs, and they look to continue that streak here against these Carolina Skyhawks. Two good quarterbacks, E.T. King and Sully Richardson, set to do battle. We have quite the game for you ahead. Benjamin Warner and Ryan Caudill doing stats. Cameron Irvine producing the games in the truck for us. And Week 6 action continues here shortly. Dan, what do you think both these teams have to do to get the win tonight?
You know, Chicago has all the momentum going for them. As you said, Andy, 4 straight wins. You know, I think it's really going to ride on the back of E.T. King. You know, number 1 QBR in the league, tied for number 2 in passing touchdowns. That's going to be their game plan. Carolina, I think they really got Logan Jack. You know, he's really an adaptable back. That's how they have to use him, because if they just try to run on the ground, Chicago's going to eat them up.
Chicago will receive to start this game. Ball is in the air. The Wildcats will bring it out across the 20-yard line. Davius Reed sets them up at the 25. E.T. King, 7th season in the Simulation Football League, coming over from Tallahassee after he spent a year there. Tallahassee Pride moving to Jacksonville, becoming the Kings, and E.T. King becoming a Chicago Wildcat. Last week in a 17-14 win over Atlanta, King completed 75% of his passes, 147 yards and a touchdown, and he starts out tonight in a weak-eye twin formation. First give is to Robert Johnson, the brand new running back playing in his first game. He will take it up the middle for a yard. Tackle made by Levant Irvine.
Yeah, you know, they're coming out brand new halfback. See how the new look comes out. It's hard to come in Week 6 and really show your chops, but it's what Chicago's going to have to do.
2nd and 9, just under 11 minutes. The first drive of the game for Chicago. Handoff up the middle. Johnson will pick up another 3 yards. The first 4 of his young career from Minnesota. Just signed this week, man. This guy is potentially going to be a big contributor moving forward.
Yeah, we're really going to have to see how Chicago's game plan works out. Brand new running back, and you got a very veteran two-back, E.T. King. See how they work together.
Shotgun snap here. King pumps once, fires across the middle. Caught, one-handed catch is made there. Not enough for the first down yardage, and they will have to punt.
Yeah, you had Tony Madrid, one of the later in the string wide receivers, just ain't able to turn it up. 4th and 1, you know, already having to punt it away. Not how Chicago wanted to start it out. Let's see how Carolina respond.
Punter is on for the Wildcats. That is Travis Warren, who will send it away. A little bit of a low snap. No one coming after him. He will kick it. And Shea Carroll will return it, and he will only get out to the 30. So a 3-and-out for Chicago's offense, and the Carolina Skyhawks will take over.
Yeah, you had quarterback Ron Hoff really just bring down that on special teams, not letting them go anywhere. Carolina's going to come out, so let's see how they start off strong, either on the arm of Sully Richardson or on the legs of Logan Jack.
That will set them up at their own 30-yard line. 9:20 to go here in the first quarter. Carolina moving right to left across your screen. They will start with 3 wide. Sully Richardson sacked on the first play from scrimmage. Gerald Giudice in there with a hurry. His first sack of the season.
Yeah, coming in hot. What a way to start the game. If your offense isn't getting the game started, might as well do it on defense, and a sack's the way to do it.
Four receivers wide here. Sully Richardson under center. Single back here on second and 14. Going to try and turn the tide. Richardson, short drop, slings out near side. Logan Jack out of the backfield will pick up 3 before being wrestled down by a host of Wildcats.
Yeah, Logan Jack getting a bit more than I think he was paid for, but he made something out of nothing, picking up the 3. But now Carolina is still at this 3rd and 11. Really a stonewall defense coming in from both sides.
3rd and a country mile. Sully Richardson completing 74% of his passes this season. Needs a big one here on 3rd and 11. Deep throw left side. That is going to be caught. Oh, Harish Prasad throws the ball way up in the air after making a sideline grab, and that is good for first down yardage.
Well, I'd be celebrating if I was him too right now. Look at that beautiful corner out right on the edge. No one's going to cover. 24 almost coming for a beautiful jumping. Everyone was coming in hard. Prasad coming in this game with 327 yards. He has the right to celebrate.
He threw that ball way up in the air after the catch. It came back down and doinked him in the helmet. Hopefully he's all right after that play. 8:14 to go in the first quarter as Carolina moves the chains and keeps this drive alive. Split backs in the backfield, 4-4 look out of the Chicago Wildcats. Here's Richardson to throw, stands in the pocket, fires far side, and that is incomplete. Out of bounds was the receiver.
Yeah, just after that beautiful corner route, that one goes a little bit farther. Intended receiver was Keith McDaniel Jr. Man just couldn't stay in. Just a little bit of tippy toes, but it's all that counts now. They're coming back out 2nd and 10.
This Carolina offense averaging 21.8 points per game. The defense for the Wildcats allowing only 21 points per game. Richardson, shotgun snap again, fires near side, caught, and that is a 7-yard pickup. Harish Prasad, his 2nd grab of the game.
Yeah, right now, Prasad is their key receiver right now in Carolina. Has been for a while, been on the team for 5 years. As you said, Andy, 21.8 points a game. Chicago's only allowing 21 points, but if you flip-flop it, Chicago's taking in 0.2 points a game, and Carolina's allowing 28. So if they want to win this game, it has to go against the statistics.
2 receivers top of the screen, 2 in the backfield. Here is Richardson, short drop, quick throw, almost swiped away by the Wildcats. They got the hand to it. Ryan Yosef would have been dancing in the end zone at this point had he been able to pick that off. It's a 3rd down stop for Chicago.
And that goes against Ryan Yosef's normal statistics. The man has 3 interceptions and 1 bat down, now making it 2. So that's actually quite a surprise. They couldn't keep his hands on that one.
Here is the punt. A little bit of a low snap. Carolina able to corral it. They boot it away. Here's the return man from the 10 up to the 15. And that is where E.T. King will come out for the 2nd drive. Dan, first one stalled out.
Yeah, it just couldn't really get any momentum. They had nothing going for them on the ground game with the new halfback. They had one real good pass that led them to 4th and 1. Let's see if they can either push that pass a bit further or if the new halfback can get something more oil in the engine and get it running.
3 receivers out wide for Chicago. E.T. King will line up under center. Johnson in the backfield. Here is the first down throw. It'll go out to Mikey Improto on this left side, and Improto will fight forward for 2 yards up to 16.
Yeah, Improto really just couldn't get anything coming from that run. I couldn't tell if the pass was maybe a little bit overthrown. His momentum was killed, and he actually went slightly backward. He has 6 receptions, 15 carries, and 50 yards on 14 normal carries. And he just couldn't get anything going there. But now 2nd and 8. See how they come back out.
3 receivers here. They will give to Johnson up the middle. Robert Johnson with room, and he fights forward. Oh, they didn't give him the first down yardage. They'll spot him at the 24. Looked like he at least had the 26 to me. Might be worth a challenge.
Yeah, Eddie, I completely agree with you there. When I saw the 3rd and inches call on the bottom of our screens, I was shocked. I really thought he at least made it to the next yard line. That was, I guess, no challenge, but we'll have to see.
First game of the young career for Robert Johnson, the free agent running back. 3 in the backfield, and Proto leads the way. Johnson right up the middle, has the first down yardage easily to the 29, a pickup of 5.
Well, if it doesn't work the first time because of a weird call, just run it again. And it works this time, that time letting them pick up the first down. They're fighting from their own side of the field, though. They're only at the 29. Let's see if they can continue this drive.
Two in the backfield again. Mikey and Pro to the fullback leads the way. Robert Johnson in the backfield along with a tight end. Here's the give up the middle. Johnson wrestled down. Let's go through the Chicago offense. E.T. King is the leader at quarterback. Robert Johnson, the new free agent running back. Mikey and Pro to the fullback. Corey Carter, Davius Reed, Greg Soto are the wide receiver threats. And Benjamin Warner, the rookie tight end. 99th pick overall. Dan from Ottawa is on the field as well, and that rounds out this Wildcat offense. Second and 5, give to Johnson up the middle. He'll pick up 4. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 at the 38.
Yeah, Johnson's making some work already, though. Just because he's a rookie doesn't mean he can't make it. He's had one solid breakaway for a solid pickup of about 8 yards. Now he's just making slow progress, but that's all he needs as a halfback. 3rd and 1. I think they handed it off to Improda for just a good fullback dive.
3 in the backfield again. 4-4 look out of Carolina. They will give up the middle. Johnson fights off one. He's going to push and not get there. Carolina, the Skyhawks, able to wrestle him down at the 38 with 5 minutes to go in the first. Another stop. That one courtesy of Phil Hall.
Johnson gave it all right there, Andy. He really stayed up much longer than many, even veterans, would be able to, but he just didn't have enough push, or at least anyone pushing from the back to let him get and pick up that last yard.
Johnson, so far tonight, has had quite a few carries, but has not been able to really make a mark. King only thrown the ball once tonight. Lots of handoffs. Here is the return from Carroll out to the 32, and that's where Carolina's offense will take over. Let's go over that unit for you. Sully Richardson is the veteran quarterback, his 3rd season in the SFL. Logan Jack, the 4th-year running back. Tony Zoma is the 3-year fullback. Sam Avalis, Heath McDaniel Jr., Shea Carroll, and Harish Prasad, the receiving threats, along with Jack Flash, the tight end. They spread this ball around a lot, Dan, like to involve all of their receiving threats. Richardson fires on the out route there out of the bunch. It is caught. Turning upfield is Shea Carroll. First down yardage to the 42-yard line. They are efficient, and they like to spread the ball around. Every receiver, Dan, besides Sam Avalis, has a touchdown this season.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how it works out. Definitely when you're a rookie. I mean, the rookie's 126th pick overall in the draft. He still has his hand on his ball a few times, see if they get him the ball. But when you have Heath McDaniel Jr., Jake Carroll, and Harish Prasad, and then you have your tight end Jack Flash just coming out, all coming out with over almost 200 yards, all the receivers over 300. You've got some good workaround.
A spoil of riches at the receiver position. This one fired, fit into a window. Nice throw. Catch made there by Heath McDaniel Jr., former Skyhawk. Made a trip to Vancouver last season, made his way back to Carolina, and he makes his way to a first down right there.
Yeah, Heath McDaniel Jr., you see right there, really just pulls it right back. He had the defender kind of in front of him, almost blocking his hands, but he really stretches out for that ball and manages to bring it in. That's what you're really expecting to see out of a veteran receiver like that, pushing them to another first down.
This is the Simulation Football League. Here is the give off the right side. Logan Jack makes 2 men look silly in the backfield and has 6 yards there. What a carry.
A little bit of a BDG Hollywood spins right there. Again, everyone in the tornado cycle, and let's go, because that was a huge pickup right there for Jack. That's what you love to see out of halfback. Some smart moves, some good blocks early on at the line, and you can just get that running game going.
Logan Jack, 245 yards coming into the game. Only 1 touchdown on the ground, averaging 3.6 yards per carry, but might have caught Chicago off guard. Sully Richardson to throw across the middle. Dangerous pass. Clint Hendershot rose up and almost took it away.
I think the only reason he didn't walk away with that ball is because he's maybe an inside linebacker. I mean, he has 1 interception on the season, 3 bat downs before this game, make it 4 for the 4th pass deflection so far in this season, and that was a scary one right there for Carolina.
Almost made him pay. Pivotal 3rd and 4 here at the Chicago 37. Carolina trying to fight into field goal range. Give Logan Jack, spins, cannot get the first down. Brought down by 2 Wildcats at the 34. He is 2 yards short. It'll be 4th and 2.
That time, the whole linebacking core was just bunched up right in the middle. They knew what they wanted to do with Jack, and they really just slammed on him as soon as he tried to break that line. And that's what they pay. You know, when you're one of the best rush defenders in the league that Chicago is, it's hard to break through.
Offense still out on the field. The only back in the backfield is the backup, Jarrett Grimes. Let's see if they do take the snap on 4th and 2. Richardson working the hard count here, down to 3 on the play clock. 2-1, and they will take the timeout in order to avoid the penalty. So Carolina tests this defensive line of Chicago, cannot make it work in this Week 6 contest. Simulation Football League action on 252 ESPN Greenville New Bern, as well as on youtube.com/simulationfl. The 2-3 Carolina Skyhawks taking on the 4-1 Chicago Wildcats, live from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm Andy Hamilton. Dan Mitchell is joining me here in the booth. And a surprise, they bring on the punter, Mike Johnson, to kick it away. I don't think he has any relation to the Chicago Wildcats' Robert Johnson. Johnson, a pretty classic last name. Punt here from Mike Johnson on the way to this left-hand side, and it's actually going to be returned a little bit by Davius Reed up to the 16. Can't dance past the special teams coverage, and the Wildcats offense back out. Dan, through a couple drives, these two teams go back and forth, but, you know, can't get any points on the board. Still 0-0.
I mean, yeah, it's just been going back and forth, back and forth. Defense has really had a stand-up game on both sides. And, you know, you really got to – I don't think they've made it past midfield yet going on, and that's just impressive. See who has the first big break.
King going to throw, dumps it out to Johnson off this left side with a block. Johnson embarrasses a man at the 22 and goes down there. He shoved someone to the ground. I couldn't quite see who. Johnson picks up 6.
Yeah, Johnson, that time, really, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of this rookie, Andy. You know, he may be a rookie, but he's not playing like it. It's just another Week 6 action, it really looks like, out of a halfback, and you'll love to see it.
Carolina, the 3.5 point favorites here at home, and 0-0 so far. Johnson right up the middle has the first down yardage to the 28.
You know, when you get a new halfback like this, and it doesn't seem like, you know, Chicago didn't change their scheme that much. It just looks like they're handing off that ball, and it's working. E.T. King really hasn't thrown the ball that much at all this game, but it doesn't matter, it looks like right now.
2 in the backfield, 3 split out wide, give up the middle. Johnson trying to get through traffic, and he is shoved down right at the 30-yard line. This Carolina defense does a good job. Let's run through it. Phil Hall is defensive tackle. Christopher Colon stands next to him on the line. Trevon Prasad, Levant Irvine, and Forrest Stark make up 3 very good linebackers. Zane Doty, Davidson Joseph, and Mark Martin are the cornerbacks. Rochelle Colston, Chad Nevels are the free safeties. Tristan Hatley rounds out this secondary at strong safety. Handoff. Johnson again stood up right at the line. He'll get a yard, nothing more. It brings up 3rd and 7.
Now, much as I love them utilizing this new rookie, they got to hand it off to E.T. King. You know, you're going to see it now unless they're actually going to do something crazy. 3rd and 7, this is where you have to throw it on the arm. King has only had 2 passes this game so far for 8 yards. Let's see what he does in the 3rd and 7.
King will spread out 3 wide, 2 in the backfield. Again, 4 down linemen for Carolina. King stands in the pocket, delivers a floater left side, caught. Corey Carter, first down yardage, able to get past the yard to gain before he scampers out of bounds.
Corey Carter coming into this game with 287 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really barely makes that first down yardage, but it makes it all the same, giving Chicago a new breath of life. Let's see if they keep it on the ground until they're forced to, or if they actually give it freely up in the air.
E.T. King completing 73% of his passes this season, 14 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, one of only 2 quarterbacks to have double the touchdowns that he does picks. Handoff Johnson, left side going nowhere. The only other quarterback, Dan, Mike Dazzo, who's actually playing right now against Louisiana. So E.T. King, one of the best in the league, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Knotted up at 0. The tie is still standing. We have 3 quarters to go, but through 1, Chicago and Carolina all knotted up. Don't go anywhere. It's the SFL on 252 ESPN New Bern, Greenville, and the Simulation Football League YouTube page. 2nd and 10 to start the second quarter here. 11 minutes on the clock. Handoff Johnson right up the middle through 2. Johnson carrying tacklers. 9-yard pickup. Strong run.
He was one man breaking from going all the way, I think, Andy. He really had all that power, all that strength behind him, but he was being dragged down by 2, 3 defenders at the same time. That's something crazy to see, almost picking up that 9 real quick.
3rd and a yard. Carolina trying to get off the field. 3 in the backfield here. Heavy formation out of the Wildcats. They will give up the middle. Johnson stood up, and Johnson breaks it. Johnson into the open field across the 30, and he goes down at the 31-yard line. Tristan Hatley may have just saved the touchdown.
Johnson just keeps on running. He is a full power back right now, it really looks like, as nothing seems to be able to stop him. Some good starting blocking at least 199, not being able to hold on, though, as Johnson just keeps on running. Not much speed behind him, but all the power in the world. As you said, Hatley really making a touchdown-saving tackle. But watch out, Chicago's at Carolina's 31.
Johnson reminding me a little of a Marshawn Lynch, Jerome Bettis combination here, just kind of with the way that he runs the football. We'll have to see how that develops across his career. They give to Johnson again. He'll get wrestled down after a pickup of 1. And this Carolina defense, a mixed bag of results. Sometimes they bring him down early. Sometimes he'll get those legs churning.
Yeah, it really seems like if the line doesn't bring him down, no one else really can. You know, the corners are staying on the receiver, even though Johnson has been reliably running this ball pretty much the entire time for Chicago. So it's not being brought down early. It's not being brought down at all.
4 wide here on 2nd and 9. 9:28 to go in the second. Chicago moving from the 30. King going to fire down the field. That is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Carter. Plenty of Skyhawks in the area. Davidson Joseph in coverage.
Yeah, King really with that great pocket presence, though, got to give it up to him. He almost got sacked early on, and he threw it away to a possible target, but it was just in a host of Carolina Skyhawk defenders, so it was a hard one. You know, got to give it up to King, though. 27,499 yards in his career. It's just, he's a big veteran. You got to respect him, and that's how you saw that pocket presence play out. Didn't work out for him, though. 3rd and 9. Let's see how Chicago works.
Joseph, the second-year player, playing across from Zane Doty. They're going to play bump coverage again. E.T. King in the gun will take the high snap, stand in the pocket. Going to float across the middle, tipped up and incomplete. Wow, the defensive back just ran the route for the receiver there. It was no good, and this drive stalls out.
Yeah, Chad Neville's the rookie pick from Albuquerque, really turning around with that ball. Maybe if he really committed to playing the ball instead of playing the player, he could have turned up with that pick. Instead, it just falls harmlessly to the ground. Now we see what Chicago does coming out with the field goal unit.
Field goal unit is on. Rob Ems, the second-year kicker, played last year for the Las Vegas Fury, is now on. He is a perfect 9 of 9 this season. His long is 51, and he will try and break the tie, and he won't. It's blocked by the Skyhawks. This defense will bend, but they will not break. No points given up as Ems misses his first of the year.
I believe that's maybe my 2nd or 3rd ever blocked field goal attempt I've ever seen in the SFL, Andy. That is a massive play, and that was just a huge, huge win for the Carolina defense right there.
It was a low snap. J.D. Miller was trying to corral it, and in came the Skyhawks to get the block. Offense out on the field. Offsides will be a free play. The running back will get no yards, but they will take the 5 yards on the penalty.
You know, it's always a sad day, at least for the offense, when you get that free play, but you're already committed to a running play like that, and you can't just, play action it real quick for the deep ball, because why not? Instead, though, I mean, they're going to take the obvious penalty, and it's a small win, at least for Carolina.
More Rivers jumping off sides. The former number 1 overall pick at defensive end has 3 sacks this season, so if anyone knows how to get off the ball, it'll be Rivers. And sometimes with some of those star ends, Dan, you're going to play that game with the snap count.
I mean, sometimes you have to. Sometimes it works out for you, too, and you end up with a sack.
That it does. 3 wide here on 1st and 5 from the 41. 8:38 to go. Richardson fires across the middle and completes. Shea Carroll, first down yardage across, or just short of midfield to the 49.
Shea Carroll, I see you. I saw that jumping one-handed catch. That was a beautiful reception right there. and picking up the first down, too. All you can really ask for right there out of your receiver. You know, Shea Carroll's second season over here with Carolina coming over from Charles.
First and 10, 8:20 to go here in the second quarter of play from Raleigh, North Carolina. The hometown Skyhawks moving the ball. Here's the give. Logan Jack into the open field, and he picks up 8. An electric run from Logan Jack.
I don't think we've talked about his stats yet. Coming into this game, Logan Jack had 245 yards on 69 carries. That's a 3.6 yards per carry average right there. 1 rushing touchdown, 2 receiving touchdowns, though, by him. He's making some groundwork, though, out of this Chicago defense. Quite surprising.
All-purpose back, formerly played for the New Orleans Pharaohs, which are now the Louisiana Revolution. They're playing Baltimore right now. 2nd and 2, toss out to Jack out of the backfield. Jack, a spin move, cannot get to the first down marker. Good open field tackle there by Buddy Blaze.
Yeah, Blaze playing it really well. I got to question Jack's play. Losing some momentum as he turned out a bit wide for the ball. Not entirely his fault, but the spin, I think if he would have just powered through and dove for it, he could have had that first down. But now they're 3rd and 1, so they have another chance at it.
3rd and a yard, 4-3 defense out of Chicago here at their 41, trying to defend. Richardson drops to throw, slings it out to Logan Jack, one-on-one, spin move, fumbles the football, and who's going to fall on it? It's still around there, and I believe the Chicago Wildcats have it.
What a forced fumble coming out of the Chicago defense right there. You see him, he pretty much had full secure of that ball, but off the second spin, mind me, he kind of just let it go. Seems like Chicago did end up with that ball, and they get a huge turnaround on defense.
Jack Hacksaw is able to fall on it. That guy is a turnover machine, playing in his 4th game, 2 picks, and now a fumble recovery. So 3 turnovers from Hacksaw in 4 games. Chicago has the ball now at their own 43-yard lines with 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Handoff up the middle. Johnson still churning the legs. Picks up 7 to midfield.
Yeah, it looked like the defense went to a 4-3, but an alternative as they tried to shift around, and it did not work out for them as they tried to go after King. And then, you know, Johnson could just make work of the defense then. It was a wide open field and get 7 yards.
Standing right at midfield, moving right to left, the Chicago Wildcats stand on the Carolina logo. Robert Johnson, first down yardage to the 46, right up the gut.
He did pay for that first down yards, though, as he got absolutely slammed and just knocked right on his back. Probably the wind knocked out of him, too. But great play overall by him. I mean, all you can ask for is a dive. He's picking up that first down yardage.
Andy Hamilton here on the call, along with Dan Mitchell, my color commentator, Benjamin Warner, and Ryan Caudill running the stats truck for us. Appreciate those gentlemen. 1st and 10 from the Carolina 46. 5-step drop for E.T. King. Fires outside. Corey Carter able to pick up 8 before going out of bounds.
Speaking of stats, looking over the stat sheet, that would be E.T. King's only 4th reception on 6 attempts this game for 23 yards. Robert Johnson having 75 yards on 16 attempts. You can really see what Chicago's real game plan is, at least in this first half. That is boiling down at about 5:55 left.
Wildcats bringing in some fresh legs. And here is Johnson again off this left side with blockers. Johnson able to pick up the 33. Nice strong run for a new set of downs again.
Yeah, right now you really can't say much about Johnson except that he's doing his job, picking up a good chunk of yards, then picking up that first down. All you can really ask out of him. Got to give it up to the line, though, who has been opening up specific. You know, he's been really good down the BC hole, and it is just working out great for him.
4 down linemen, 4-4 look out of the Carolina Skyhawks, trying to slow down the run. 3 in the backfield, give up the middle to Johnson. Johnson, with a good block from Mikey and Proda, picks up 6.
Yeah, I just said it, but if you look at how that line just opened up for Johnson, it was just an open field for him. That time just right down the middle, nothing there. And it's a beautiful run. 2nd and 4. Chicago was making work on the ground.
Johnson trying to make up for missed carries before he was signed. Here's the give to Johnson. Stands behind another lineman and is able to pick up the 22-yard line. First down yardage again, under 5 minutes to go here in the second, and this Chicago drive has got to end up with points, Dan.
I don't know about that, Andy. Even if they get blocked and go for a field goal, we saw how that worked out last time. See how it works out this time, too, though you weren't right. Johnson, 91 yards already in this game.
4 receivers wide. Davius Reed and Corey Carter in a twin setup to the top. Soto on the bottom. They give to Johnson again. He'll pick up 3 right up the middle.
Yeah, a little bit of a high step there down the middle. Look like you maybe been trying to run over somewhere or not hit someone's leg, not to trip down. Picking up the 3 there now in Carolina's red zone as they're real close to scoring.
They are feeding Robert Johnson and saying, once you stop the run, we'll go to the air. Now 3 wide and a bunch set. 4-2 look out of the defense on 2nd and 7. E.T. King, short drop, fires on the out route. Caught Davius Reed, first down yardage, spinning back inside and tackled at the 10-yard line.
I mean, why not right there? They kept going to Johnson. No one was expecting pass right there. I wasn't expecting pass, but it worked out great for them. Davius Reed, first reception this game, managing it to turn up for another first down as they're at the 10-yard line.
2 in the backfield here on 1st and 10 from the Carolina 10-yard line. Chicago in the red zone gives to Johnson. Johnson off the right side, tackled from behind at the 3. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And with that, Johnson should put up over a century mark before we even hit halftime, which, as you said, Andy, I think he's really making up for just when he wasn't playing the first 5 weeks because he's already hitting some monster yards.
Feeding the young man. Let's see if they go for it here. 2nd and 3. They will give to Johnson on a counter left side. Johnson stood up and dropped. Open field tackle there made by the Carolina Skyhawks. Rochelle Colston met Robert Johnson in the hole, and she said no way.
Yeah, she did not want to let that touchdown go on her watch, and she didn't. 3rd and 1, though. Chicago does. I mean, they feed him again. Maybe he just walks right in. Swing pass out to the side. I could see it.
3 in the backfield. Johnson dots the I. 3rd and a yard. They give Johnson up the middle. Johnson in for the touchdown. He breaks the scoreless streak, and he has his first Simulation Football League touchdown right up the gut for the Wildcats.
Well, congrats, young man. I hope it works out for you because this is a great rookie showcase right now. You're seeing him week 6. It really showing couch to field. You can make a huge impact no matter what, and that is a massive play coming out of Chicago, as you said, breaking this scoreless streak that's been going on for almost 2 quarters.
6-0. Chicago on top with 2:24 to go here in the second quarter of football action. Ems, the kick is blocked. Carolina has blocked a second kick tonight. Extra point, no good for the Wildcats. Their lead stands at 6.
I gotta know, what is the record for block kicks by a defense in a single game, Andy? I've never even thought about that stat before because that stat has never come up, but that may come up tonight.
Well, if they block one more, I'm sure they have it. Chicago's 11-play, 57-yard drive is capped off by a 1-yard run by Robert Johnson for his first score. And Shea Carroll on the return is still on his feet out to the 32, right up the middle, dancing to try and get some of that momentum back for the boys in blue and red.
Yeah, Shea Carroll doing a great job giving Carolina a good starting field position at the 32-yard line. He had one more man to beat, it looked like, though, to possibly go all the way. Did not. Let's see how Carolina responds to the first score of this game.
Rob Ems in the YouTube chat says, what the heck? He's had 2 kicks blocked. The Skyhawks down by 6 here with 2:18 to go in the second. Flip out Logan Jack, left side. Jack fumbled the last time they ran that play. This time he goes down after picking up 6.
Yeah, it was when he spun the second time, though. Maybe he got a little bit dizzy, Andy. Not sure. See what they do, though. They're probably going to keep it on Logan Jack, though Carolina this game has been mixing the ball up a bit more than Chicago has. See how it works out for them as they respond to the first score of the game. I'm expecting, maybe they go for something a bit bigger. This whole game has been pretty conservative as we hit the 2-minute warning.
6-0. Chicago on top here. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Simulation Football League action on 252 ESPN Greenville New Bern and the SFL's YouTube page. Don't go anywhere. This is a tight one. 2nd and 4 from the 38. Richardson will dump it out to Logan Jack on the left-hand side. Jack out of bounds, losing a yard, just couldn't get his feet set.
Yeah, between his momentum and the fact that he had a defender bearing down right on him, he almost had a block on that defender, though his screens just didn't line up properly, and that may have been the cause for his lost yard. Now let's see what they do on this 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. They need to get out to the 43-yard line to move the chain. Sully Richardson stands in a shotgun, 4 receivers wide. Harish Prasad, top of the formation. He'll fire opposite side. Caught on a go route down the right-hand sideline. Heath McDaniel Jr. Fire emoji. Touchdown, Carolina.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever heard someone say fire emoji in an actual chat right now, Andy, but if there's anything appropriate, that would be the appropriate emote, because that was a huge one right there for Heath McDaniel Jr. His 3rd touchdown for this season. Beautiful route right there. The slight slant at the end, really burning his defender and then speeding all the way to the end zone, tying up this game, possibly putting Carolina ahead for this extra point. But so far, we've seen extra points are not guaranteed in this game.
The Carolina Skyhawks turn momentum on their side, fire a deep ball down the right side to Heath McDaniel Jr. Sometimes all it takes, Dan, is one play to flip momentum on its head, and with 1:48 to go here in the 2nd quarter, Whistle Jones adds the extra point up and through, and the Skyhawks take a 7-6 lead after blocking one field goal and 1 extra point.
Yeah, and that is huge. As you know, it's 7-6 right now, Andy. It's not 10-7. That they're in the lead because of great defensive plays. That is wild and great for them.
Chicago lining up to return this one. Davius Reed stands in his own end zone. Whistle Jones boots this one away. Chicago will have 1:48 and all 3 timeouts to work with. Reed brings it off the goal line out across the 20 to the 21, and E.T. King will bring this offensive unit back out. They've gone through Robert Johnson a lot tonight, Dan, but with 1:43 to go, might have to go to the air a little bit.
Yeah, unless he has a huge breakaway or you're just trying to really run out this half, there's no reason to go to Robert Johnson unless you're trying to use him as a more adaptable back. But we've only seen E.T. King come out about 4 completed passes so far this game.
2 receivers wide, 4-4 look for Carolina. This could spell trouble. King in the gun will take the snap, fire down the middle, tipped up, bobbled around, and falls incomplete. Chicago counting their lucky stars that Rochelle Colston didn't get her hands on that one.
Not just her, but 2 other defenders almost had their hands on that ball, Andy. There was a game of hot potato up there in the Carolina defense.
Clock stands still, 1:38 to go here. 2nd quarter of SFL Week 6 action. The 2 and 3 Carolina Skyhawks have the Chicago Wildcats in town and down 6-7. Skyhawks lead, trying to play some defense. Handoff Robert Johnson up the middle. Johnson still churning the legs, picks up 6 to the 25, and the clock rolls.
I mean, I guess they didn't like how the last passing play went, so they went back to Robert Johnson. Not sure how that works out for them, because now they're 3rd and 6, and basically have to pass it again, unless they're really trusting their new halfback. But we'll have to see. I really would love to see E.T. King, go out, maybe get someone else like Greg Soto, get some Benjamin Warner and some nice tight end routes.
King in the gun will stand in the pocket, fires underneath, in and out of the hands. It's dropped. Dropped by the Wildcats. Jimmy Sanders could not hold on. It'll be 4th and 6, and the Wildcats have to punt.
Yeah, when you got a secondary tight end like that out, it's just a shame to see him drop something like that. The pass was a little low, but by no means unmanageable, and that's just not what you want to see out of Chicago right now. When you're only down by 1, such a close game, could have had that drive keep going, if anything, just to burn out that clock. But instead, Carolina's going to get the ball back, and even if they get a chance just for a field goal, that'd be a huge win in their eyes.
Punter is on. Travis Warren stands at his own 10-yard line. Snap back. Carolina will set up for a return. Shea Carroll going to call for the fair catch at the 39-yard line. 59 seconds on the clock. All 3 timeouts for the Skyhawks. And Dan, they've shown that they can be the big play Skyhawks if you let them.
Yeah, with one huge splash play putting them up in the lead. Maybe another big play by Sully Richardson could put them up all that much more. Maybe a big one, Jack Flash hasn't seen the ball that much, but you always have your reliables, Jay Carroll, Reese and Heath McDaniel Jr.
Oh boy, here we go. 5 wide, Sully Richardson in the shotgun. 3-2 look out of the Wildcats. Richardson stands, slings one near side, caught for 5, and out of bounds goes Heath McDaniel Jr., his 4th catch of the night.
4th catch, but 83 yards and a touchdown. Talk about his huge play, all that much more. But it's just neat to see that 5 wide. I mean, he had that backup corner out. I guess he didn't like to see what was downfield and chose the safer option. Also puts a stop to the clock, which is a huge plus.
Sully Richardson, beautiful game tonight so far. 11 of 14, 78% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 129 yards. Heavy formation, ton of guys on the line. Logan Jack out of the backfield will get the catch. He'll spin, picks up the first down to the 49, and here we go into the hurry-up.
Hey, when you got nothing else going on, that clock's still running, 42 seconds left, might as well hurry it up.
4-3 look out of the Wildcats. Now they're going to sling it near side to Logan Jack out of the backfield. Jack spins back in bounds, and he'll pick up 7. They're going to hurry back to the line. Got to get out of this formation.
Never timeouts.
Here's the snap again. 2nd and 3. Flip out to Jack. Jack! Brought down on the outside. Right there to make the play was Kanye Rockefeller. They're going to run hurry up again. Time now down to 15 seconds. 14-13. Richardson snaps it again. Flip out. Logan Jack. First down yardage, a spin. Logan Jack still on his feet down the right side. All the way to the 23, and a timeout taken with 6 seconds left.
I know they only had 2 timeouts remaining before that one, but I think they should have used at least one more just to get out of that formation. I guess they're saving the last one, but there's really not enough time to use the last one. As if I remember right, there's only about 6-7 seconds left in this half, and now they're going to have to sling 23. They can go for the field goal. Let's see what they do.
I would imagine, yes, they will send out Whistle Jones to attempt this one. Was 1 of 1 last week. His long on the season is 46, so this would just be a 39, 40-yarder, so definitely be manageable for Whistle Jones, but I would be lying if I've said we haven't seen a blocked kick tonight. We've seen 2 of them, one on an extra point, one on a field goal. A little bit of a low snap. Jones gets this one off, and it is no good. He doinked it off the upright. Carolina suffers the fate that they forced the Wildcats into. They missed the field goal, and it stands at 7-6.
I mean, it wasn't a block kick, Andy, but there was huge pressure coming in on the kicker as that whole line was just breaking down. I think he felt the pressure coming on him. He saw all the eyes and the gleams in the Chicago's defense, and it just couldn't keep up with it. And instead, he just doinks a big one, and the score still stands.
1 second on the clock. Chicago can't do much with this, but we'll see. Here's the flip out to Improda off this right-hand side. Mikey Improda through 1 tackle, picks up 9, and that will take us, Dan, to the halftime break. The Carolina Skyhawks at home here in Raleigh, North Carolina, up 7-6 over the visiting Chicago Wildcats. Interesting first half. We saw a lot of special teams plays, 2 touchdowns, 1 on each side, but Carolina's extra point gives them the edge.
Yeah, this has been a wild game for both special team and kicks. I mean, when you have a total of 3 missed kicks, either directly or indirectly by a defense, that is kind of a wild game already. You're seeing how the teams are stacking up right now. Carolina favoring the arm of Sully Richardson, while Chicago is favoring Robert, and he's just, new halfback. I don't know what else to say. It's a great showing by a rookie, a great showing by even just a normal veteran. If someone just told me, yeah, this is a week 6 veteran who's been in the league for about 3 seasons, I'd be like, yeah, I totally believe you, because he has been pounding the dirt and doing it well. Both teams have had a great showing out here, and both teams' defense having a magnificent showing. Nothing crazy, no crazy interceptions, which is weird. We've had, I think, 1 total sack this entire game, but just the consistency that we've seen out of both teams' defense is really putting a stop to all these balls. I mean, Carolina has their score because of 1 huge splash play. You saw the fumble that happened. That's been really the only major turnover this game at all. Chicago should, in theory, have 10 points if it wasn't for some huge plays by Carolina's special teams, blocking a field goal attempt and an extra point that puts them actually at under, which is a very surprising sight to see right now. And that huge catch you just saw right there by Heath McDaniel Jr., leading them to this lead. Both teams playing magnificent. Really got to give it up. Sully Richardson having a great game just right now as quarterback. E.T. King having just a game right now where he's the secondary option. He's not the primary. He's handing it off to Robert Johnson, and he's doing his job right, throwing it when he has to. Both teams staying alive in this game. Very low scoring, but it is a defensive shootout, which is the opposite of a shootout, but a defensive stonewall.
If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the world's first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determine the outcome. Teams submit game plans to the simulation. Results play out live in real time. Hundreds of viewers turn players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. We are live right now on YouTube and 252 ESPN Greenville New Bern. Return for the Carolina Skyhawks is brought by Shea Carroll up to the 25. These hometown Carolina Skyhawks find themselves in front 7-6, the 3.5-point favorites here at home over the 4-1 Chicago Wildcats. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the booth is Dan Mitchell, Ryan Caudill, Benjamin Warner on stats, producer and commissioner Cameron Irvine behind the scenes pressing the buttons for us. And it was Sully Richardson who had the best first half, and he will start out the second half with a throw. Fires underneath, and it's incomplete. Doinks off the helmet there of the defender. Dangerous throw.
Yeah, that really was just right off the helmet of Neil Patel, which is a very interesting sight to see. It looked like the target was not even really just in Sully Richardson's mind. I think it almost got stuck in the face mask, Andy. It was an interesting turnout.
Interesting way to start this second half. Third quarter of action. Richardson 15 of 18 now, 162 yards, leading quarterback. He will throw here on 2nd and 10 out to Logan Jack. Right side has some room. First down yardage and more. Spinning up to the 37 before being brought down.
Yeah, Sully Richardson really saw that his pocket was about to be collapsed on, and he really just great throw out to Logan Jack, who is wide open, turns on the speed, a little bit of spin, and it works out great for him, picking up that first down to the outside route. Good for him. They've been really balanced right now, favoring more Sully Richardson's arm, but giving it to Jack just to mix it up, which is nice to see out of a balanced attack.
Logan Jack, 9 receptions, 51 yards tonight. Only 4 carries, 19 yards, though, on those. They'll flip it out to him again out of the backfield off this right-hand side, and Jack able to pick up 6.
I mean, 6 is a very respectable thing to pick up. Before Jack only had about 19 yards coming into this second half. Now he's at 25. They're giving it up to him, I think, just to mix it up, maybe throw Chicago off at the beginning of the second half and change up the game plan a bit, or maybe they're just seeing something new and trying something out.
2 in the backfield, twins to the top of the formation. Harish Prasad lining up there in the slot. They will give up the middle, Logan Jack, and he is wrestled down by this defensive line for the Chicago Wildcats. They did a good job there wrapping it up. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I think the only way Jack's really going to be able to work in this game on the ground is going to go to the outside on the swing. Right now, down the middle, Chicago has that down lock. He just doesn't have enough blocks and doesn't open up a big enough hole.
3rd and 4, handoff, Logan Jack up the middle. Jack still turning the legs, has the yardage to midfield before he is dragged down from behind. A strong run.
Yeah, talk about what I was just saying. He kind of had that hole, but he kind of just made it himself as time progressed, staying on his feet, forcing his way through, picking it up, as you said, to midfield, staying alive and keeping this drive alive at the same time.
9:05 and ticking here in the third quarter. Carolina Skyhawks, ahead by a point, trying to extend the lead. Richardson takes the snap. Sully fires underneath, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Was trying to find Shea Carroll underneath there.
Yeah, it actually was a tale of 2 receivers right there, Andy. It looked like he went for the curl, but then the other man pulled his route too quick, actually getting in the way of the pass, which then knocked it to the ground. Now they have to deal with a 2nd 10 after a forced incompletion by the own team.
Bunch formation, 2nd and 10 from midfield. Richardson under center, takes a 5-step drop, stands in the pocket, delivers down the middle of the field, tipped up and incomplete. Defended there by Jack Hacksaw in coverage.
Yeah, Jack Hacksaw almost had his hands on it, almost really passed it off to another one defender. The week 3 signing with 2 interceptions already. I'd be a little scared to pass around him. Seems like tonight the rookies have been showing that even though they're rookies, they're someone to be feared.
3rd and 10 at midfield with 8:48 to go in the third. Carolina moving from right to left across your screen. 5 receivers wide here. Harish Prasad, the receiver at the bottom of the screen. Here is Richardson going to fire out to Prasad. Picked off. Coming back the other way. Oh, the Wildcats intercepted down there by Jeremy Witherington. And the Wildcats take it away.
Yeah, you had your free safety, Jeremy Witherington, really playing up on his man, but then you see he pulled the route and then jumped for it, and that just gave him plenty of room. Great job, though, by the receiver, the intended receiver, to bring him down quickly, because that could have been a pick 6 real quick if he got away with that ball. First interception we've seen this game after so many close attempts.
The visiting Wildcats take over after a Skyhawks turnover. Handoff, Johnson up the middle for nothing, and we will step aside for a short game break with Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Cam?
Thank you, Andy. In Louisiana tonight, Reggie Streeter had an open touchdown. Instead, decided to taunt Baltimore. Ended up not scoring. They scored on the next play with a touchdown pass. But we've also seen Giovanni Bolt fumble a kickoff return and it turned into points for Louisiana. And then on the very next kickoff, Giovanni Bolt scored a kickoff return touchdown. Louisiana leads Baltimore 28-17 in the third.
Special teams, the story of the night. King, oh, how is that not pass interference? They tackled him before the ball got there, Dan.
Not just pass interference, looked like a horse collar, too, to just drag him down by his back. No flag called. Very surprising. Instead, after this great interception, looks like Chicago's at a 3rd and 10. King not catching a break right now.
Haven't gained a yard since the pick. 4 receivers wide, bunched to the top of the screen. Carolina going to play some man coverage. From the 39, E.T. King takes a 2-step drop. Blitz coming, has to unload. Caught by Carter, tackled right at the sticks. They give him the first down.
They may not be calling that flag, Andy, but they sure, I think, gave him a little bit of help on that first down. I thought that was slightly behind, but I have nothing to say because I'm just up here all the way up the booth. The rest may have seen it a bit better down there.
Andy Hamilton, along with my partner Dan Mitchell, up here in the booth from Raleigh, North Carolina, David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. 4 receivers wide. E.T. King stands in the pocket, delivers, and overthrows the receiver. Was trying to find Greg Soto. Haven't called his name tonight. The firecracker. 4 touchdowns in 3 games, but doesn't have a catch this evening.
Yeah, both Greg Soto and the tight end Benjamin Warner haven't seen the ball all day. Greg Soto has been intended receiving twice. Benjamin Warner hasn't even been intended yet. And we have to see what E.T. King can do.
2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. E.T. King stands in the shotgun. Robert Johnson, sidecar right. King going to fire underneath. That one caught by Carter. Carter spins and is able to pick up 9. It'll be 3rd and a yard from the Skyhawks 20.
Give it up to Tristan Hadley, who that's the second time the secondary has really pulled off in their deep coverage and come right in to almost stop. They almost stopped the first down last time. This time really just stopping any more yards from coming up. Great pull down from the secondary, doing a great job of stopping the play from getting any further than it possibly could.
3rd and 1. Heavy formation in. Robert Johnson, the feature back. Mikey Improta in the backfield as well. Greg Soto down here on the bottom of your screen. They will give up the middle. Robert Johnson lays forward and has the first down yardage, a pickup of 3.
Looked like he intended to go down the middle in the A-hole, ended up in the B, but it just kind of was crazy how he dove through it, ended up with a first down yardage. And now watch out, Chicago's in Carolina's red zone.
Levant Irvine up to 9 tackles tonight, leads the Carolina Skyhawks. Here is a play-action play. E.T. King spins around in the pocket, fires far side, caught, 8-yard pickup up there. Greg Soto makes a grab.
Yeah, we were just talking about how we haven't been able to really call him for a reception. First reception of the night off 3 intended passes, but it works out for him as a great corner route on the top of your screen. Ends up with an 8-yard pickup. They're that much closer to scoring some more points.
Soto working on Zane Doty, one of the better cornerbacks in the league. Really a shutdown corner if you could ever find one. Handoff Johnson. Johnson brought down in the backfield. Nice play on the outside. coming up to make the tackle for the Carolina Skyhawks was Tristan Hatley.
Yeah, once again, Hatley really coming in. That time all the way from the secondary, come back all the way backfield. A lot of backs right there, just to bring him down for a tackle for a loss, 3rd and 2.
They need 2 to pick up the first down. Carolina threatening to get a stand here at their own 9-yard line. Handoff Johnson. Johnson re-angles to the middle and has the first down yardage to the 5 before Hatley can bring him down again.
Right there, you see the difference between the two halfbacks, just how they're utilized right now. Johnson, 4.3, averaging 119 yards and a touchdown. You saw Logan Jack with the same 4.2, slightly under on the average, but only 25 yards. They're right around the same, just Chicago is using Johnson a lot more.
King will stand under center, 2 backs in the backfield, tight end flex, 2 receivers on the field, spread out, 4-4 look out of the Skyhawks. Handoff Johnson up the middle, nothing doing there. The Skyhawks are ready for it, and Carolina will bring him down. That was Shravan Prasad as well as Levant Irvine in there in a hurry.
Well, if I was Carolina's defense right now and you're this close, you're at the 4-yard line, I'd be stopping everything down the middle day and night. As you know, Johnson just wants to break on through.
Here is the give on 2nd and goal. Johnson re-angles and is brought down from behind. Chasing him down was Levant Irvine. What an athletic play from the linebacker to stuff him in the backfield.
Yeah, Levant Irvine coming into this game with 7 tackles a game, 35 tackles total, 6 TFLs. He's a monster right there, the outside linebacker, and bringing it down even from behind.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers wide here. 4-2 look out of Carolina. E.T. King, 5-step drop, fires across the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Corey Carter. Who else? Levant Irvine, another deflection there. He's making play after play.
Levant Irvine really just jumping in front of that route, not really directly causing the ball to miss, but just getting in the way of the receiver, covering their eyes, not letting them see what's happening. This makes them drop the ball. Let's see what ends up with this kick, Andy, as no one is quite sure.
22-yarder for Rob Ems. He's been blocked twice tonight, once on an extra point, once on a field goal. Snap back. This kick makes it off his foot and is good from 22. Chicago takes a 9-7 lead. Rob Ems, redemption.
3rd time's the charm, Andy, coming out right there. You didn't even see anyone in the special teams on Carolina get close to the kicker that time. They didn't want to let that happen. But for Carolina, besides a block kick, that was their best case scenario. As they're only 2 points down right now, still anyone's ball game. 3rd quarter, 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining.
2 points the difference. Carolina awaits the kick. Ems sends it away. Shea Carroll brings it off the goal line and out across the 20. Re-angles himself and will fight his way to the 25 with 4:08 to go in the 3rd quarter of play, Dan. The Carolina Skyhawks at home have had a formidable game and only find themselves down by 2.
Yeah, it has been a real defensive shutout by both sides. Chicago's been grinding out their points, Robert Johnson just getting ground pound after ground pound. Carolina living off a huge splash play by Heath McDaniel Jr. See if they can do it again.
4 receivers wide here. Sully Richardson stands alone in the gun. He will drop to throw. Pressure coming, and Richardson walloped in the backfield. Chicago brought the pressure. They got to him, and the sack is made by Khalil Thomas, his 5th of the season.
Yeah, that's a big man right there. 6'1", 295-pound rookie. He was ready to eat before he even came into the league, and he brought Sully down quick.
Don't hear a lot of people talking about Thomas, but at 5 sacks, definitely up there as one of the better defensive linemen. Richardson, 2nd and 15, fires, has the first down yardage. Wide open receiver to the 40.
Rice, 3 defenders with him, Heath McDaniel Jr. does. As he picks up about another 2-3 yards, I really thought he had a chance of breaking away there. He did not, though, as he was just swarmed by Wildcats, but he does pick up that first down. Great slant into that, really just in between all the coverage zones, and it was a beautiful play and catch right there.
Wipes away a 4-yard sack and gives Carolina a new set of downs here at the 40-yard line with 3 minutes to go. Richardson flips underneath. Harish Prasad is wrapped up and brought down by Clint Hendershot. Your number 1 receiver crossing the middle pays the price.
Yeah, that was just a quick throw and catch right there. That was an interesting gameplay. Man, that was a weird play right there. I mean, just quick slant down the middle, maybe 2-3 yards in front of your quarterback. Interesting.
4 receivers wide, running back offset to the right. 4-1 look out of Chicago in a dime. Here is Richardson, short drop, quick throw, caught. Heath McDaniel Jr., another catch up to the 44. First down yardage across midfield and into Wildcat territory.
Yeah, they've been leaving Heath McDaniel Jr. kind of open. I think they're really trying to shut down Harish Prasad and Shea Carroll, but they're leaving that WR3 just wide open. Heath McDaniel Jr. with 116 yards on the game, breaking that century mark.
Nickel look here out of the Chicago Wildcats. Sully Richardson under center will give to Logan Jack off the right side. Jack a spin move. Jack still churning the legs, picks up 8. Strong run from Jack, and I'd like to see him give it to him a little bit more with runs like that, Dan.
Exactly. He's doing what Robert Johnson is doing all the same, just not as much as they don't hand it off to him. But he can make that run. He's picking up that yardage when he needs to. May not be the big player of this game, but he is definitely a key one.
Just the 7th carry of the night for Logan Jack. 2nd and 2 here from the Chicago 36. Here's a handoff to Jack. Jack spins, has the first down yardage before he's laid down by Buddy Blaze, and Jack comes up dancing.
Yeah, forward progress was his friend right there, as he clearly made it over, but then was just sent back in the next 2-3 yards. Pretty much another dimension right there by Buddy Blaze. But he did what a halfback does, pick up that few yards for the first down.
From here, it would be a 50-yard field goal attempt. 1st and 10 from the Chicago 34 with 1:12 to go. Richardson fires across the middle, bobbled up, and incomplete. Woo-hoo! They are hitting out here, Dan, in and out of the hands of Jack Flash, and he gets popped.
They were not happy at all. I couldn't tell if the ball was exactly overthrown or if Jack Flash wasn't even the intended receiver, as that ball was way over his hands. Chicago's defenders made him pay all the same. Even if he came down with that ball, I was not sure if he was going to be able to hold on to it.
1:09 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. 4 receivers wide. Sully Richardson stands in the gun, moving from right to left. Here is the snap. Richardson stands in the pocket. Sully fires it, slings it, caught, first down. Slant across the middle is good for 18 yards. Catch made there by Shea Carroll.
You have quads on the top of the field, and not all of them are like open per se, but open just by the amount that are currently there. You're just breaking all the coverage. That was the perfect play for that situation. It looked like cover 4 back there, and it was just wide open in the middle. That was a beautiful game plan.
1st and 10 from the Chicago 18-yard line as Carolina enters the red zone this evening. 3 receivers split out, 2 backs in the backfield. Here's the give up the middle, Logan Jack. Logan Jack, strong run, picks up 4 to the 14.
A little bit of power jacking right there as he just really broke after the first contact, picking him another 3 yards, getting to the 2nd and 6. Huge play by him. As you said earlier, Andy, honestly, Logan Jack has been making great work tonight when they give it to him. They haven't given it to him a lot. There may be a little bit of the helping because Chicago's not expecting it. And when he goes a little bit to the outside, it helps him a lot.
2nd and 6 here from the 14. Give right up the middle. Logan Jack, first down yardage. Hacksaw brings him down at the 7. Jack rumbling now.
Yeah, going from the power play to Dexter. And that was the end of the 3rd quarter. Wow, this game's moving fast.
Quick moving one here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's the SFL Week 6 action on YouTube and 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. We'll be right back. Big play here in the red zone. The Carolina Skyhawks switch ends of the field and are ready to go. Richardson, quick throw, quick catch, Harish Prasad, touchdown Skyhawks. They retake the lead as long as this penalty is a late hit, which it looked like.
It did as well, Andy.
That will be a late hit, and they are going to decline that, take the Harish Prasad touchdown, and the Skyhawks are in front 13-9 with an extra point on the way.
It's always held with bated breath whenever, you see that yellow flag come out after a touchdown. It's a scary thing no matter how sure you are.
Andy Hamilton along with Dan Mitchell. Dan, it has been quite the back-and-forth game. These two defenses came with their hard hats tonight. Carolina, a 13-9 lead. That was one of their best drives of the night. Worked it from start to finish. Whistle Jones adds the extra point. 14-9. This hometown Carolina Skyhawks team now in front by 5.
Yeah, Sully Richardson over the 2-century mark now for this game. He really spread the ball out, and they gave it to Logan Jack Moore. I really think that was the key to this game plan right here. Before they had the huge Keith McDaniel Jr. Splash play for the score. This time they mixed up their plays. They went things down the middle. They jumped to the corner route. They had a few go routes that didn't work out, but they did all the same and handed off to Jack, which mixed up the game plan enough, throwing Chicago off, leading them toward this score.
Davius Reed brings it off the goal line, and he is out to the 22. Just under 11 minutes to go, 10:54 left in this game. Chicago finds himself down by 5, trying to keep their 4-game win streak alive. They are 4-1 this season. Offense usually produces 29.2 points per game. Tonight, only the 9 on the board. They find themselves down against Carolina after giving up just 14 points. 1st and 10. Chicago now moving from right to left. Here's the snap. King going to throw on 1st down. Fires outside. That is caught, and it is good for 6 yards on the pickup. Catch made by Jimmy Sanders.
Yeah, that right there was just a real nice formation. I think they were just trying to get King back into his mindset, because a nice pickup of 4 yards off an early slant right there by one of your lower tier receivers was a good play that I don't think anyone's really expecting. See what they do on this next one.
2nd and 4 from the Chicago 28. Twins to the top of the formation. Split backs. Here's the give up the middle to Johnson. Johnson wrestled down. Trevon Prasad right there to wrap him up.
Yeah, now 3rd and 2. Let's see what Chicago does. I really think, the ball in Johnson's hands could make this 1st down, but let's see if Chicago has a different idea.
Wildcats trying to move the chains here. Now 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Clock continuing to roll. 4-4 look out of the Skyhawks. Here's King to throw. King across the middle. 1st down yardage. Benjamin Warner hauls it in.
Yeah, that was a very interesting play right there. And if I'm not mistaken, Benjamin Warner's first target and completion right there. It was. And that was a good play to shake it up. But I was a little scared. He was pretty well covered and could have been just a quick jump in front of him to bat that ball down. Instead, Chicago picks up the 1st down and keeps this drive alive.
2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers wide. Again, a 4-4 look out of this Carolina Skyhawks team. E.T. King under center, gives right up the middle, Robert Johnson. Johnson tackled forward, picks up 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that's what we're used to seeing out of Johnson, averaging 3.9 yards, 124 yards on the game. He's been a big, big playmaker for Chicago tonight. They're down by 5. I think if they really take what Carolina's been doing, really mixing up their playbook, they could make their way downfield once again.
2nd and 6 from their own 44. Need to get across the midfield stripe to pick up the 1st down. Give Johnson right side, lowers the shoulder, picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 2 at the Chicago 48. Another 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you keep handing it off reliably to your halfback like they have been. You're going to pick up those 4, 4, and 4s, which is, no complaints out of any offense right there. But you're going to make it to 3rd down, which always gets your palms a little sweaty.
3 backs in the backfield here. Johnson dots the I behind him, Proda. King will give right up the middle. Johnson angles it off and is not going to get the 1st down. Tackle made for the Skyhawks by Tristan Hatley.
Yeah, he went for the dive right there, but Tristan Hatley, who's been a huge playmaker, especially in this 2nd half, coming in from the secondary and making sure he doesn't get that another inch, but look out.
Punter on the field. Travis Warren on to kick it away, and he will do so. You almost felt like you had to go for that one, Dan, just with the way momentum has been going. Shea Carroll, fair catch at the 17. Skyhawks take back over.
Yeah, Andy, honestly, I really thought their offense was going to come back out. With just 4th and inches, even if it's a bigger risk to take it, I think they could have made it rather easily with just a handoff pretty much down the middle. Even just give it to Mikey and Proda, just fullback dive right there, and they could have had probably an easy 1st down and kept that whole drive alive, burning the clock at the same time, which could have led to a score. This, you're risking the ball on your defense, which has been showing up well, but don't want to even give Carolina another chance to score.
Here's the first play for Carolina. Logan Jack up the middle. He picks up 3. That was the first punt here of the 2nd half, and Dan, Robert Johnson slowed down a little bit here in this 2nd half, and right on cue, Logan Jack picking up, and he has gained momentum.
Well, I think Robert Johnson is getting tired. He's had the ball all first half, most of the second half, and now Logan Jack, who hasn't really touched the ball much, has the energy reserve. To push
Hand
forward.
off. Jack stopped right at the line. Coming up to make the play for the Wildcats was Buddy Blaze.
Well, your energy reserves do not matter when the defense just comes barreling down on you and you get brought down at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7 here from the Carolina 20-yard line. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. The Skyhawks moving from left to right. Sully Richardson stands in the gun, 5 receivers wide, takes the snap, drops back, fires to this near side on the out route. Caught there, Heath McDaniel Jr. to the 38. First down and out of bounds.
McDaniel Jr. has just been their farm man this entire game. He's been burning his corner the entire time. If he's open, Sully just knows it. As you saw, he just kind of like stepped off to the right, turned his head, saw McDaniel Jr. was open, and just quick toss off to him. Now they're already up to their own 38. Quick work out of what seemed like a dire situation.
Danny Stinson, the rookie, supplied some pressure, and Sully Richardson evades it and is able to complete for a first down. New set of downs here at the Carolina 38-yard line. Richardson changes the play. Going to throw on an out route here. That is caught again. Heath McDaniel, shorter out route there, picks up 7 right in front of the Skyhawks bench.
Yeah, that was a quicker, more conservative play right there out of Richardson. They're now second and... Oh!
Hold your horses. Wildcats going to throw the red handkerchief, see if they can challenge this catch on the sideline, see if those feet were indeed in bounds. And Dan, tell the people what you're looking at.
Well, I wasn't even really thinking about challenge when I saw that corner, so now I have to look at the replay. As we see his hands, the ball is right. Oh, he was in.
Ooh, that first foot was a lot closer than I thought. Dan thinks he's in bounds. Let's take a look at what Ref 62 has to say, and that play will stand. The Carolina Skyhawks will steal a timeout from the Chicago Wildcats as they burn it on the challenge, and Carolina keeps this drive moving.
No, I think his back foot was still on the ground when he had that catch made, was the big thing. So that foot you saw in the forefront was actually, may have been out of bounds, but it really didn't matter. At least that's my theory behind it. That's what I saw.
You're the expert, Dan. 3 wide receivers wide, 2 in the backfield. Logan Jack in the backfield as well. Richardson fires it out to Jack on a little bit of an out route, and that is demolished. Clint Hendershot there in a hurry. As we look at the quarterback numbers, Sully Richardson dominating between the two, 259 yards versus just 87 for E.T. King.
Yeah, but then when you throw, Robert Johnson on there to pretty much combine yardage, I mean, Jack's been warming up, but first half, Robert Johnson was a huge asset for Chicago.
3rd and 7. Richardson stands in the pocket all day to throw. Fires across the middle on the in route, and it's caught. Who else? Heath McDaniel Jr. First down, Skyhawks.
I would love to say that he's a favorite of this game. I mean, he has 8 receptions for 150-ish yards, just about. And it's some crazy gameplay out of him. Just seems like no one can cover Heath McDaniel Jr. Shea Kale and Harish Prasad, who are some favorites for Sully Richardson to pass to, just haven't really seen the ball all day.
Now under 6 minutes to go here in this final quarter of play. Richardson in the shotgun again. 4 receivers wide. 4 down linemen for Chicago. They only rush the 4. Richardson fires underneath. Caught. Jack Flash able to pick up 9 to the 38.
That would be Jack Flash's one of his first receptions this entire game. Kind of just hiding in the back. But he makes a big catch, putting them to 2nd and 1. I really think Chicago needs a turnover just to make this a very reliable game. Because even if Carolina just scores a field goal, that means Chicago's at an 8-point deficit, they have to go for a 2-point.
Logan Jack up the middle with room. Jack across the 25 to the 24, and the Skyhawks now well within field goal range at around the 5-minute mark.
Logan Jack having all the energy in the world, just turning on his afterburners and really just burning everyone behind him. Had some beautiful blocks, though, on the line as he can get through. Earlier in the game, I was all praising Chicago's mid-defense. They just wouldn't let anything through. That time, the whole floodgate was open, and Jack was gone.
Skyhawks in control of this one, up by 5 and in field goal range. Just has to take care of the football. Nickel look out of this Chicago defense. 3 wide receivers wide. Logan Jack, the lone back. They will flip it out to him out of the backfield. Jack, a one-handed catch and off the side. He has first down yardage to the 11. Logan Jack, the workhorse.
He had 2 blocks too right there, and you see the first one right there on 58. Next one right there, 59 was barely able not to cover him. Clinton Hendershot coming all the way from inside linebacker to bring him down. Pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle, at least in my opinion. They're now at Chicago's 11. I mean, if they score a touchdown, Chicago has a lot more work to do. If they score a field goal, Chicago has an uncomfortable amount of work to do.
2 in the backfield. Richardson under center against a 4-3 defense. He will give the Logan Jack right up the middle. Jack through 1 tackle, able to pick up 5 to the 6, and the Skyhawks continue to burn time off this clock.
Yeah, and that is a big thing that hasn't really been mentioned, Andy. They are just burning the clock. If they burn this clock, even just for another 2-3 plays, bring it down to 3:15, and then Chicago has to have a 2-score deficit to come back from. That is going to be an ugly place to come from.
4-3 look out of Chicago from their own 6, trying to defend the goal line. Single back in the backfield is Logan Jack. Sully Richardson takes as much time as he can. Gonna throw, slings it out to Jack. Jack re-angles inside. That was the wrong decision. He goes down at the line of scrimmage.
Definitely a time to angle to the outside. Maybe you don't try to stop the clock. You go down right beforehand. At least make it to the line of scrimmage so it's no loss. Losing about a yard or 2 right there on that play. And now 3rd and 6. See what they do. Maybe they give it to the arm of Sully Richardson. Maybe they don't want to risk it because a turnover would be treacherous.
Clock still rolling here now, down to 3:12 and ticking. 2 in the backfield. Richardson under center. 2 receivers split out and an extra tight end on the line. Give right up the middle. Jack, wallop from behind. That's a huge hit from Hendershot. And no, Logan Jack down on the field.
Oh, that is not what you want to see right now. At the end of the game, it's too close of a game, and that's just a shame if he's hurt. Even if he's pulled, that's just not what you want to see. He took a big hit, though, right there from Clinton Hendershot. That was just a big hit down the middle from an uncomfortable angle as well.
Tried to spin a little early. Hendershot caught him from behind and put the full weight on him. That really hurts. It is a stop on 3rd down, so Carolina brings out Whistle Jones to try and kick this one. It'll be from here about a 23-yarder. So Jones in comfortable field goal range with 3:04 to go here in the 4th. Clock stopped because of the injury, which does benefit the Wildcats. Snap back. Jones puts it up and through. It is 17-9. But Dan, that just makes it a 1-possession game as the lead sits at 8.
Yeah, even though it is 1 possession, Andy, you never really want to have to score that 2-point conversion. It's nice when that puts you in the lead, but just to tie it up, that puts a lot of pressure on your offense. But Chicago does have 3 minutes and 1 second to work with it, and let's see what they can do.
3 minutes to go here in the 4th. Jones has it teed up and will kick. Davius Reed will stand to return it. He'll bring it off the goal line, out across the 20-yard line, across the 25, and he'll go down at the 26-yard line. E.T. King only thrown it 18 times tonight, Dan. 84 yards, a 72.5 QBR. Has been efficient, but really, Corey Carter is the only receiver who's caught more than 1 pass.
Yeah, and if they want to go with their current game plan, it's going to be a big risk. Robert Johnson being a key running back tonight, but they're really going to have to pass it more, at least in my opinion, to make up this lead.
Carolina showing man, 4 receivers split out. Here's King, pumps once, fires on a go route. Corey Carter hauls it in at the 40. Big play. Corey Carter, number 10, has the first down yardage. Chicago going hurry up. 2:40 to go here in the 4th. King, short drop, quick throw out to Johnson on a little bit of a screen. Johnson picks up 8, and they go back to the line as quick as they can.
You got people running all the way back. Interesting formation, at least a decent hurry-up formation they have going.
Man defense again. King slings it out to Johnson. Johnson out of bounds. He'll lose 2. Could not keep the footing and slides out of bounds with 2:22 to go. A pivotal 3rd and 4 on the way.
Yeah, while the out of bounds is a good thing just to stop the clock. If he had the momentum, he could have turned up, just taking the first down and then turned out. He did not, though, and now, as you said, 3rd and 4. Interesting place to be, and not where you want to be. They'd have to go for it on 4th down.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers wide. Nickel look out of Carolina. They need to get across midfield to pick up the first down. King, short drop, fires on the out route. Caught Davius Reed. First down yardage to the 49 of the Skyhawks.
Falling down with that ball, too.
First and 10. Here is King. Short drop, fires out Robertson with some room. And he is going to pick up 4 yards on the outside. Robert Johnson will make it 2nd and 6. Does step out of bounds with 2:05 to go here in the 4th.
Yeah, more like a backwards dive right there, but it was a great thought process and great play right there by him, stopping the clock. 2:05, so they get a free timeout with the 2-minute warning. They're at Carolina's 46. They do have plenty of time, just they got to work it smart.
E.T. King, 16 of 23, 69% completion percentage. Perfect on this drive so far. 4 receivers wide. King takes the snap. 3-step drop, fires outside. Ooh, dangerous pass. Reed dropped it. The hit came right as the ball hit him in the hand. Zane Doty supplies it. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hit right there by the defender. He just touched the ball and then was hit. I mean, there was no way for him to hold on to that ball. Does stop the clock for Chicago, but they're now on 3rd down and 6 at it, so they got to make something work.
2:02 to go. This will be most likely the last play before the 2-minute warning. King saunters up to the line. Play clock down to 17. He stands in the gun. 4 receivers wide. They need to get this first down. They are outside of field goal range at the Skyhawks 46. King moves in the pocket, delivers, caught. Greg Soto! First down yardage to the 31, and that is the 2-minute warning. Chicago in a 1-possession ball game, and they are fighting their way into Skyhawk territory. 17-9, Carolina on top of the Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. It's the SFL on YouTube and 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. 8 points between these two teams in a grudge match. This game has gone quick. These last 2 minutes, I have a feeling, are going to go slow as ever. 4 receivers wide. Carolina shows man. E.T. King under center. 3-step drop. Fires slant. The Cuban missile is free underneath. Greg Soto, first down to the 19.
Greg Soto now seeing plenty of action now as we near the end of the game, which is kind of wild. If I remember right, I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm pretty sure in the chat, Mikey and Proto said that Greg Soto would score the game-winning touchdown, so we'll have to see if he gets some more work at the end.
Heavy formation. This is interesting. Handoff Johnson up the middle. The rookie. Johnson still moving the feet. Able to pick up 4 yards to the 14. Chicago showing that this is their drive in no hurry here with 1:20 to go.
I think they're playing a dangerous game right here, Andy. They're trying to bet on the fact that they will score and then get the 2-point conversion right around as the game ends. They're trying to play this clock, but Carolina still has 3 timeouts. Chicago with 2. See what they do.
Now down to a minute 3, minute 2, minute 1. Here's the handoff. Johnson again, up the middle. First down yardage to the 8. First and goal. Now they go hurry up. King stands under center. There's a man off sides. They let him get back onside. First and goal from the 8. Time now rolling. 46, 45. King stands in the pocket to throw. Outside. Corey Carter can't turn the corner. Oh, a mistake there by the Wildcats. He goes out of bounds at the 2.
Anyway, did he turn up? That was so close. It was such a good play, such a good corner route. He was so close. If he just had enough momentum to take a single step, maybe 2, but to turn upfield to score that touchdown. Now they're at Carolina's 2. I mean, they could probably run it in with Johnson. Let's see what they do. That's 2nd and goal.
Johnson, the only back in the backfield. 4-4 look out of the Carolina Skyhawks. E.T. King under center from the 2-yard line. 40 seconds to go as he takes the snap. Moves in the pocket. Floats back in the end zone. Picked by the Skyhawks. They bend but do not break. The interception is made for Carolina. What a play in the end zone by Rochelle Colston.
Rochelle Colston with the biggest play in this game. She makes a huge pick. I'm confused why they were throwing it. That's Rochelle Colston's first pick of the season. What one to make right there. But I want to know why Chicago was throwing it. They were 2 yards away. 2nd down. Could have easily at least attempted to run it in with Robert Johnson. That was a huge misplay right there by Chicago.
Michelle Colston puts the ice cube on this game. The Skyhawks put the nail in the coffin. All they need is to take 2 kneel downs, and this thing will be over. Chicago burns the second of 3 timeouts, but Carolina bends all the way down, lets Chicago drive the length of the field, does not let them in the end zone as Rochelle Colston comes up big for the Skyhawks, and they are going to get their 3rd win of this young season.
Well, Andy, I gotta say, if there was ever a way to end how this game has been going the entire time, a defensive play would be the one to do it. This game has been a defensive standstill all game long, so that was a perfect way for the defense to really just put the final nail in the coffin, as you said. Great, beautiful play right there by Rochelle Colston. She had a huge play. As I said earlier, first interception for her this season, her 3rd season right there, and all of them with the Skyhawks. Great play. Oh, just what a way to end this game right there.
11 tackles for Rochelle Colston, 2 passes defended, and that game-winning interception to send the Chicago Wildcats home with heartbreak as the Carolina Skyhawks get the home win 17-9 over the 4-1 Chicago Wildcats. Dan, their first loss as a team since week 1. They were 4-0 in the last 4 weeks, but in week number 6, the Carolina Skyhawks best them in a game of attrition as the Skyhawks outlast the Wildcats and get the hometown victory. Man, oh man, what a game.
That was a massive, massive, massive game. It was a crazy defensive game. There was so much in this game. I mean, so for Carolina, just going back, you had the Heath McDaniel Jr. huge play. Then you had the 23-yard, just pretty much chip shot right there for their kicker. And then you had just another huge, oh my God, Chicago coming in, both defenses coming up huge. I think there was only 2 interceptions in this entire game. One for Chicago that really didn't end up with much merit, as ended up in a 3-and-out. And Carolina's only interception coming in to be the game-winning one, right as Chicago is almost breathing down their necks, almost close to tying up this entire game. Both teams did beautifully. Sully Richardson with 292 total yards, just a huge monster, almost hitting 300 yards at the end of the game. Heath McDaniel Jr. having over half the yardage for all the wide receivers right there in Carolina. 151 yards on 8 receptions. Thank you, Stats, by the way. All of you do great jobs and makes our lives as broadcasters so much easier. You know, Logan Jack coming out big, Andy, at the end. He really turned up some heat and just really mixed up the Skyhawks game plan, which I thought was beautiful. Give it up for Robert Johnson, though, on Chicago for having a great debut game as a rookie. 137 yards on 36 attempts is just massive for a day 1, week 1 rookie showing.
Week 6 Simulation Football League action on YouTube and 252 ESPN. Greenville New Bern, your player of the game, Heath McDaniel Jr. 9 catches, 151 yards, and 1 touchdown as the Carolina Skyhawks defeat the Chicago Wildcats. Carolina moves to 3-3, Chicago to 4-2. For Dan Mitchell, I'm Andy Hamilton. We want to thank Cameron Irvine in the truck, Benjamin Warner, and Ryan Caudill for running stats. For all of us from Raleigh, North Carolina, good night.